Hello students, welcome to Apna Guruji. This is Surajit Paul and we are going to study physics of class ICSE-10. In the previous lecture, we have studied about force and it is the second part of this lecture and we are going to study about center of gravity. So in this video, we are going to cover all the topic, all the concept related to the center of gravity of ICSE class 10. So let's begin the topic. So before going to the center of gravity, so we have in class 9th already studied about the gravitational force, and we know that the gravitational force is that whenever there is two objects of having mass, this is m1 and this is m2, they have attractive force and the distance between them is, let be, r. Okay, so the gravitational force will be F equals to g m1 m2 by r square. We have already studied about this, but remember one thing, that the gravitational force is a body centric force, means it acts from the center. So let's begin to the topic center of gravity. So we know that there is earth is object and earth is center, that is every object on the surface of the earth or any other places, they have also masses and they are attracted by the earth and it is act towards the center, that is the force of gravity. So the center of gravity, we have to explain about the center of gravity. So that let this is the object and any object of having constitute particles, it's constitute of several particles. Suppose this is a particle, this is a particle, it's constitute of different particles, and in every point that the center of gravity acts or the gravitational force act on the every particle, because if the particle is that n numbers of particle and the gravitational force act upon every particles on that object. Okay, so let the gravitational force, this gravitational force in the downward direction, that is we can simply state as the weight, because weight is simply force into acceleration and acceleration is g here, so mass into acceleration, that is mg here. So every point there act upon a actor is downward force, that is acceleration due to, that is the force of gravity, and that is denoted by weight. And we can at this point we can write this w1, this is weight 2 and weight 3 and this is weight 4. So every point there is a downward force or a gravitational force or a gravity acts upon every point. So there is, but we can at this point that total number of weight as constituted at single point, that is whole weight of the body is towards the center, that point will be g. And we can simply state that the center of gravity is the center of gravity of a body is the point about which the algebraic sum of the moment of weights of all the particle constituting the body is 0. There is there is several points on the particle, on the objects and on the part, and every particle have a different weight, and the moment of the weight, the point at which the moment of the weight is 0, that point is known as the center of the gravity. Okay, or you can say that the entire weight of the body can be considered to act at this point, however the body is placed. Whatever and whenever you place the object, the point G will be at the same place, that is the center of the gravity. And it is center of gravity is different for different objects, like this is a circular ring, the center of gravity will be this point. If this is a circular disc, this is a disc and the center of gravity will be this point. If there is a triangular lamina, the center of gravity will be at this point, like we have to draw this line, and after drawing this line, the point we get, this point will be the center of gravity. Okay, so let another example, like this is a rectangle, so what will be its center of gravity? If we connect the diagonals, this point will be the center of gravity. If we draw a square, so if we connect the diagonals, this point will be our center of gravity. Okay, if we draw a parallelogram, then this will be the center of gravity. So every other objects have a different center of gravity. So this is about the center of gravity. So this is these are the regular surfaces. Okay, these are all the regular surfaces. But if a irregular surface is or irregular lamina is given, then how do you find the center of gravity of that point? Or the center of gravity, if we find the center of gravity, then we can balance the object at that single point. Okay, let's say this is this is the object, and we have to find this center of gravity. So if we can balance at the single point in a pin, then that point will be its center of gravity. Suppose I am balancing this like it is difficult to balance. So I am balancing this marker at this point. So this point will be its center of gravity. Any regular surface or irregular surface we can find the center of gravity and can balance at the single point. We can place on the pin on the top of a pin and can balance the object. Let's say in heavy amount of a object that is very large, we can simply by finding the center of gravity we can put on a pin and we can balance the object on the top of a pin. So later this is a irregular lamina, so we have to find its center of gravity. So first thing we have to do that, let's say create 3 holes, and after creating 3 holes we have to use a thread and suspend this on a particular holes like this A, B and C. First we suspend the lamina on the hole A, and we have to give it as a freely oscillate moving. Okay, then we give into the B point and give it the C point. So after oscillating, when it come to a rest, we can obtain lines. That lines, if we connect these lines after getting rest, this point will be the center of gravity. By this manner you can find different objects center of gravity. So center of gravity is very necessary to balance any object. We can balance by finding the center of gravity. Every objects have a center of gravity. If we are able to find the center of gravity, we can balance the object at the top of a pin in simple way. So this is all about center of gravity. It is very theoretical chapter. The topic, in this topic particularly there is no numericals. So in the examination of point of view, there will be questions like what do you mean by center of gravity and how to balance, or if in the short questions or in one MCQ or 1 mark questions, you have given object and you have to draw the center of gravity of the particular surface or any diagram. Okay, so this is all about the center of gravity, and in the next lecture we are going to discuss about the circular motion, the centripetal force and the centrifugal force. That is the last topic of this chapter, and then we will do some numericals based on these topics and exercise of the books. If you have any doubts on this topic, on the previous topic, then you can comment in the comment section, and if you need some videos and other topics, important topics for you, and if you are facing difficulties for understanding any topic related to physics, then you can also comment in the comment section. If you like the video, then please like, share and subscribe and support to our channel. Thank you very much. Let's meet in the next video.